I'm Niyc Pidgeon, positive psychologist, award-winning and best-selling Hay House author and certified high-performance and success coach. And I coach women entrepreneurs who are looking to create unstoppable success within themselves and their businesses. My big mission in this world is to help 1 million people transform their lives using positive psychology and entrepreneurship by the year 2020.
With none other than the famous Niyc Pidgeon. Niyc, thanks so much for just being here, for sharing space, and for sharing your story, because a lot of us watching out there, we see people like yourself and we're like, man, I wish I could get there. I wish, but hey, maybe it's not I'm not as lucky. And I know that's so far from the truth because you have such an inspiring story. So I want to just shed some light on that. How did you get to where you are today? The highlight reel of your story.
Oh my goodness. So it definitely hasn't been easy. That's something that I can say for certain. And I think it's really easy to look at what's happening on Instagram or look at what's happening on Facebook and think that everybody has got it all figured out. I have not had it figured out at all. So in terms of my business story has very much been informed by what's happened in my personal life. And when I started my business, I was operating it from a place of just trying to figure it out based on strategy and what do I think I should do, and I'm going to guess and I'm going to just try and figure it out all on my own. And I was almost creating this business based off what other people were doing, looking at other people's copy and seeing what they'd written and trying to write the same thing too. And the reason was because I wasn't confident in myself and I wasn't owning what had happened to me in my personal life. Which, when I started to actually accept that trauma and the hard things that I'd been through, it made it a lot easier for me to show up more authentically, to show up vulnerably, to connect with my audience, and to actually create products and programs and services based on that ability to find strength through the struggle too. Yeah. So what had happened years in the past was I actually experienced getting raped. So that was back in 2012, and then alongside that had 7 of my best friends pass away, 3 of them to suicide. So, and this stuff's normal. I'm not saying it as if it's anything that's different to anyone else, because people experience this sort of stuff time and time again in life and they just don't talk about it. So when I was trying to launch my business, when it first started, I was operating from this place of ignoring all of the bad things and just trying to be the positive psychologist that could kind of deal with anything. But because I hadn't done the work on myself and my mindset and my emotional self and my spiritual self, none of the business stuff was working.
Was there a point in that journey when you're just should I have to go back and do the work? What was that point when you realized okay, there's clearly I have to go back and fix some things to move to that next level?
So I had a roller coaster business. So it was you make money one month and you don't make money, then you make
a lot of us entrepreneurs watching.
Oh yeah. So it was, and that's so stressful, emotionally. You'll know that you feel when your bank balance is up and down, you're up and down inside of yourself too. And I just couldn't continue to live that way. So it was back in 2014, 2015 when I was forced to do the work and go and work with a therapist and a counsellor to deal with all of the hard stuff that I'd had going on. And because I did that, I then found the confidence to actually go and launch this location-independent laptop lifestyle business that everybody wants. So I'd won Young Entrepreneur of the Year in the UK, which is epic. And then from that, use that as a springboard, because sometimes it only takes for one person to tell you that you're brilliant or you're good or you can do this for you to have that almost that reinforced sense of self.
Yeah, amazing. So that was that point in your career where you're I'm good. This is my purpose, this is my truth, and I'm living it. What was it like when you came out with sharing more of your past and the adversities and that vulnerable side?
So scary. So scary. And I think it's easy to look at people who do share, whether it's a divorce or whether it is a sexual assault or something that's happened that's been challenging, you see someone showing up and sharing it on an Instagram post or on a Facebook Live, and you're like, oh, that person's so brave. And yes, it does take a lot of bravery, but it's so hard to actually get the words out. And I couldn't do it to start off with, and I didn't tell anyone, and I just told like my parents. And then I gradually got more and more confident, and I started sharing it on live streams first, and then I shared it in like on stage. So one of my favourite things is to stand on stage and speak, and I kind of transformed the way that I viewed the experience inside of my mind, and came from the point of, actually, if I don't tell people, then all of those people that need the help won't be able to be helped. So I'm doing them a disservice, and I actually have a responsibility, and you guys have a responsibility. If there's something that can be shared that can help another human, you've got to go and share that, because you never know who is struggling or suffering or needs to hear that thing that you can share with them to help.
And what was it like when the response was just overwhelmingly positive, and people being like, I needed that and you changed my life? How did that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, the first time that I shared on stage, like my full story, I was physically shaking, but afterwards I had a line of people who were like, Nick, thank you. They were crying, they were like, this has happened to me too. And it just gives you that sense of fulfillment in knowing that you've made a positive choice. And I think it's that like feedback loop that we can all get. Like, it's scary to get over the hurdle of being vulnerable or showing up online and being yourself, because what if someone judges you, or what if somebody doesn't like you? And that's okay too. Like, not everybody has to like you.
Have you dealt with haters? Like, let's tap into that.
Yes. So I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I had a hate thread written about me on the forum. Yeah, which is crazy. And that's actually how I met one of my best friends, because she was on the hate thread as well. And it was like, who does this English girl think she is? Like, she's just come out of university, she's got all of these degrees, and now she's gone and set up this business and she's coaching people. And the other woman who got in contact with me, she was like, how about we do like a JV together and we'll set up a collab? So we set up a collab, and it was like over 6 figures that we did on this collab, and it was so successful. We helped thousands of people, and that came from someone hating. So what I could have done is I could have read those comments and got upset and felt down on myself and like stopped posting or stopped getting visible. But we actually turned it into a positive and turned it into an advantage for us.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so 2 things. What would you say to someone out there who's scared of showing up online because of the hate? And then if they do get hate, I would say it's so good to be polarizing. What would you say to like move forward past the hate? It's twofold.
So I definitely think with visibility, you need to do it quickly. Like, you just waste so much time worrying about what other people think, and the people who are judging you or making comments, they're not the people that are paying your bills. They're not your people if they're judging you negatively, and that's okay. Like, everybody sees the world through their own lens, and they have their past judgments, their past experiences, which affect the way that they show up and the conversations that they have or the judgments that they make. So don't allow your trajectory of growth to be influenced by other people's small-mindedness, because the people that are your people will come back around, and when they see you doing the thing that makes you happy and fulfilled and successful, they'll be proud of you, whether it's next week or next year or 10 years down the line. So anyone that ever said anything negative to me or said, Nick, you can't do it, all of them now are like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you, you're amazing.
It always works like that. And sometimes maybe you're just like, I don't understand how.
Yeah.
But it does. And that's like the one thing I love about Nick is she is like a go-getter. Like, she does something, she does it all in, and she's also very like poised about it. Like, you do so much, and we'll get into it at the end, like how you guys can work with Nick, but she has so many different things she does, and like she maintains such a abundant, present, like light energy. You guys will be able to feel her energy or her vibe, but maybe you come to her mastermind, you will. But what would you say to like the entrepreneur watching who feels like, I feel like a lot of us fall in like, we gotta hustle all the time, we gotta work, we gotta hit this income goal. What would you say to them to slow down? Because I know you said before that you were in that phase, like you did grow, she went through that, but she grew into who you are today. But what would you say to someone going through that phase?
You do need both. So I firmly believe that you've got to take like massive, inspired, aligned action to get results. So I have always worked really hard, and I've learned the downside of that, and I've learned how to protect myself from that. So I actually suffered with really bad burnout and adrenal fatigue back in 2014, 2013, and I couldn't do anything. It stopped me from working. And that's like the worst case scenario for an entrepreneur who's driven, because to be stopped from doing what you love. So I had to learn what to do to like look after myself, and to also understand that I can make money easily rather than having this belief that it always has to be hard work. So I'm huge on self-care. So I'm huge on like ritual self-care, making sure that I like get to the gym, have the massage, like go to cryotherapy, do all of those things, and have big boundaries. So I used to just work and work and work and work and work and work and work, and then all of a sudden it was 10 o'clock at night, and I was with my laptop, and I was kind of really wired but tired at the same time. So now I'm like, right, what time am I going to finish work? I set that time, and then I switch off, and I have like a bath, or light a candle, or go and see friends. So it's like having those really strong boundaries and time boxes around what you do that can really help.
Well, how did you set those boundaries? Would you say like you would just set a time every day, like you would work 5 hours a day, 8 hours a day, like kind of like walk us through how would you set those boundaries for someone who's just like trying to and really lost because all they feed themselves is like the CAGV?
Yeah. Do you know that it doesn't matter what level of growth you're at or what phase in your business, everybody needs to master time management. And you'll see, even if someone's got like a multi-million-dollar business, they still struggle with this. So one of the best things that I have done is learn to master the week. So how are you setting up your week, and how can you do that either on a Friday night or on a Sunday? So I always plan out what I'm going to do, and I batch my time as much as possible. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll do like client calls, podcasts, one-on-one coaching.
As it's Thursday, by the way.
Oh yeah, interview mode. So I'm in this like presentation mode and this coaching mode, and I know that I'm speaking, and I know that that's the thing for the day. On other days, I'll do like more creative stuff or writing, and then Mondays will be more team. Fridays is usually flexible, so I can have a day off if I want to. So I block that time out, and I put it in my calendar. So on Google Calendar on my phone, everything's color coordinated, and it's like, it gives you a reminder. It's like, you're doing this next, Nick.
Wow. And then how many days off would you give yourself a week? Do you do that? Like,
I usually give myself 1 day off. Sometimes I'll give myself 2. I'm a lot better with that now. I used to just work and work and work, and I used to only be able to do 1, but now I can do 2.
So guys, entrepreneurs can have fun. If you're building a business, you can have time to like date, go out with family, go out with friends, and make time for that.
Do things.
Amazing. So let's give us 5 non-negotiables for your day. What are 5 things that you gotta do?
Definitely work out. I have to work out every single day. So my background is a personal trainer, so that's something that is so important. Gratitude. So it's something that I talk about in my book. Like, always give thanks for where you're at, and also give thanks for where you want to go as well, so that you can step into that. Meditation, even if it's only like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, getting present, getting connected, and getting grounded is so good. It's so good for you switching on your brain, ready for the intake of information, calms you down, gives you clarity, gives you confidence, so many things. I always make sure that I have time for a dance party. So I'm like such a child. I'm like, I put on the music, I like dance around the kitchen, and I just love it. And it's great for transitioning between activities.
Yeah.
So if you finish a client call and you've got another one to go on, you need to like re-energize again, then a dance party is absolutely where it is at. And then I always make sure that I do my planning for the next day as well. So it's not really that exciting, but I always make sure that I'm like, right, what have I done today? What have I accomplished? Like, what was good about today? And what are my priorities for tomorrow? And I feel that helps you like really go to bed and not have all of this stuff whizzing around in your brain.
Yeah, amazing. I love that. Oh, dance party, guys. If you're watching this, after this, do a dance party and see how your moods change. So I kind of want to ask you just like some quick questions about your success journey. So if you had a mentor, like a book, podcasts, there's things that are like tools that we all use and lean into. which ones you use and what you've used in your entrepreneurial journey that you would recommend to someone watching. So I guess best book.
Ooh, just one. Ooh, that's so hard. I love Turning Pro.
Oh, Stephen Pressfield.
Great book, and it's super easy to read as well. So I love that book. I also had the first book that I ever got given within like sports psychology, which was called Mind Gym. So both of those books actually are very much about mindset. So they're very much about thinking differently so that you can create different results in your life.
But the best book is her book.
Oh yeah, I can't believe it.
Let's talk about your book, actually. Let's talk about your book, because I think it encompasses so many elements, and instead of like niching in on one thing, your book seamlessly touches on everything that would make you experience a more positive and happy and fulfilled life. So, want to kind of like give them a little overview of like what your book is and who is it for?
Yes, for sure. So the book's called Now Is Your Chance, and it's a 30-day guide to living your happiest life using positive psychology. And what's cool about the book is it gives you a practical tool or a tip every single day for 30 days so that you can take it and you can do a month of really simple stuff. Because I feel like it's so overwhelming to work on your mindset.
No one knows how to implement.
It's like, so you get a tool or a tip every day. It takes you maybe 10 to 15 minutes to read a chapter, go and do the exercise, and then you will see your life transform.
Wow. That's unreal. I love it. Did you ever have a mentor in your life, or who was your biggest role model? So does he have to be a family member?
I think that's interesting. I've worked with a ton of coaches over the past 3.5 years. I've invested more than $300,000 into my own coaching and mentorship.
You need to invest, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is like proven by successful people. They invest in themselves too.
Yeah, so that's what's made a big difference for me. But looking back even before that, I've had 2 people in my life. So I had my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time, his dad, and he was the first person to introduce me to positivity. Wow. So we went to live in Australia when I was like 18, and he hid some positive quotes inside of our passport holder, and one of them was, if it's to be, it's up to me. So it's like giving yourself that personal power that you can do anything in your world that you desire to do. So there was him, and then there was my friend's mum, my friend Steph, her mum, and I remember her telling me, she was like, Nicola, you are brilliant, and you are always going to be successful. And it only takes for that one person to say something like that, and I was like, right, okay, I'm on it, like I'm going to do it. And I remembered her words, and she was a woman entrepreneur in my hometown of Newcastle.
That's insane. I love that. Affirmations are so key. Do you have a favorite quote?
I have a quote that I use in my book. One of my favorite ones is, our minds are born with wings to help us soar above reality. So the idea that's mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Quote.
That's a good one. You need like quotables.
And then I'll give you another one because I love this as well. Help others find their greatness, and you will find greatness too.
Wow, I love that. I always say, like, when you provide value to people and you, like, your business is just serving others abundantly, income comes. Like, financial abundance just comes. Like in Niyc's journey, it just came to her when she used her own story in her past to help others, and that's just so selfless. I want to highlight, what would you say was the most successful point in your career? It doesn't have to be like when you hit an income. What could be like one of the awards you've gotten, or just like the biggest highlight in your career that you're most proud of to date?
I loved being on stage last year with Brendan Burchard and Rachel Hollis.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, I loved it because speaking's like, it's the thing where I'm like, I feel like I'm at my highest level of service, being able to help all of those people. There was like more than 1,000 people in the room, and I got to share my story of how I'd created $1 million business in 3 years or less. So it was super cool. And that was just so good. Like all of the stuff that I do on stage, obviously the book, like just amazing. I feel so grateful.
That's huge.
It's cool.
And I want to kind of segue this into, how can we connect with you? How can we hear you speak? Do you have any upcoming speaking engagements?
I'm always speaking like all around the world.
You guys just got to connect with her on Instagram. We're going to have all of Niyc's handles linked below.
Good.
But what's some of the things that's up and coming for you? What are you excited about in your entrepreneurial career?
I love the retreats that we lead. So we have a mastermind called
It's unreal.
It is unreal. And I'm biased, but it is. It's got some of the best results in the industry for the clients that we support. So we support women entrepreneurs who want to set up and scale online coaching businesses. So we help them to develop their products, their programs, their pricing, and also engage with this like epic community and family of like-minded women so that everybody can support each other on this journey of success. So we do retreats and masterminds based here in Los Angeles, as well as the year-long program as well.
So you guys get like a double win. You don't only get mentorship and community with Nick and the amazing people who enroll because she attracts the best people. You get, I went to the mastermind, it was unreal, a mansion in Beverly Hills, like full weekend and week of growth. And not only just like the online support, but that in-person is key.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah. And if you guys are interested in that, which I think you guys should totally check out, we're going to have the exact link below where you guys can see more about other people's experiences, not just my own, and you guys can see pictures and just apply to enroll, because this is for entrepreneurs who are at that level who want to take this next step and be mentored by the best. So anything else up and coming that's like exciting that you want to share?
Going to Necker Island with Sir Richard Branson, which is exciting.
And this girl, see, she's like all everyone. That's so exciting. So you guys need to follow her on the gram because all that's going to be shared. And one of the other things for all you male entrepreneurs and female, but males if the retreat's not for you, you guys should definitely all purchase Niyc's book. So we're going to have a link below. And also, if you guys are watching this video at the time when it's going live, we're posting a giveaway on our Instagram platform, so it'll be on my Instagram, but you guys will have to go check out the rules on my page to get the book, and it'll change your life. So
you'll change your own life by reading it.
Any final words you want to leave them with?
Oh, I think definitely in this like age that we're living in, like it's the idea that there's a lot more that we can get by working together. So it's all about collaboration. I always say that by working together we can be, do, create, and have so much more.
Ah, so beautiful. There you go. There you have it. Niyc Pidgeon. Follow us and keep watching for the next episode. See ya!